Barca fans? You are tuning in to FC Barcelona Central. I am your host, Pedro, also known as Orrutio on Instagram. And the transfer market is heating up, and I have some huge development. We got the latest on our relentless pursuit of Luis Diaz, plus an inside look on Hansi Flick's demanding season, with some key players working apart from the group. And speaking of which, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen's saga continues to dominate the headlines. But I want to start with the Luis Diaz situation because we got some massive news. According to The Athletic, Liverpool has flat out rejected the 67.5 million offer from Bayern Munich for Luis Diaz. The proposal from the Bavarian club was immediately and automatically turned down by the English club, who they have explicitly informed Bayern that the player it is not for sale. Now, we know that Barcelona is intensely interested in the Colombian winger, but the figures that Liverpool is demanding will make this operation a little bit more than a fantasy for our club. Liverpool values Luis Diaz at £100 million. Not euros, not dollars, pounds. At this price, Barca will definitely have to activate all their alternatives that they have on the table. However, despite the difficulty of operations for Barcelona, our club has a crucial card to play, and it is the player's strong desire. Luis Diaz is now on the final 2 years of his contract, and not only has he not extended it, but he has expressed to Liverpool his wishes to change club after 3.5 years at Anfield, where he arrived from Porto on January 2022. For Barca, Luis Diaz still plan A, and we're not giving up hope. Why? Well, because the English club need money to go after Real Madrid's Rodrigo. However, Bayern is proving to be a formidable rival in this tug-of-war of the search for a winger. The Athletics revelation of this reject offer highlights just how difficult this operation is for Barcelona. Our biggest asset is truly the player's will, which is key to facilitating that signing. At Liverpool's current evaluation will otherwise be impossible. Let's remember that Liverpool already transferred Luis Diaz to Barcelona. Not Luis Diaz, Luis Suarez. We're talking about so many Luises here. Luis Suarez to Barcelona in 2014 for 82 million euros, showing that they know how to drive a hard bargain. Again, this is not going to be the last time that we talk about Luis Diaz. Okay, cool. Let's not waste any more time like Hansi Flick has done. He has not wasted any more time, not him nor his coaching staff, because vacation time has been long. Hansi Flick wants the player to quickly return back to the training routine. Those who started their breaks on May 27th after the last league match day enjoy 48 days off. Players involved in the Nations League final until June 8th had 34 days off, while Rafinha, Araujo, and Gerard Martin, who had injured his finger, he returned early, but Araujo and Rafinha had 31 days off after playing some South American World Cup qualifiers on June 11th. Hansi Flick and his coaching staff are meticulously tracking everything. That's why they scheduled 3 double sessions in this first week. We know days off. The first double session took place this Tuesday with intense ball work in the morning and more physical training in the afternoon. Thursday and Saturday will also be a double training days, while Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday will be a one single session in the morning. Unlike last preseason, the German coach can work with almost all the players, which he sees as a positive, and I think it's a positive too. A year ago, with the first few days of the training camp was pretty much chaotic because so many injuries to Balde, Gavi, and Frankie de Jong. Also, the absence from international players from the Euro Cup like Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, Pedri, Fermin, Ter Stegen, Koundé. And remember the Copa America as well. So Rafinha and Araujo were definitely absent. And for the Olympics as well, Cubarsí, Eric, and Fermin himself. Also remember that Dani Olmo has not even been signed yet because he was a winter transfer sale. Out of the 36 players called up for the training, Flick is only working with 34, with Marc Bernal fully engaged and Gerard Martin sporting a hand bandage. Only Marc-Andre Ter Stegen and Dani Rodriguez remain at the gym. This is an intense start, and the squad is definitely putting in the work. If you can go onto the Barcelona social media, you can see all the players sweating it out and putting in that work. Now, guys, I want to talk about the situation that it keeps escalating. Barca has been in training for the past 2 days with 3 sessions, and in both days, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen has worked individually apart from the club. This situation is tense and very delicate ever since the club decided that the German, who has been a starting goalkeeper for the past 11 years, that's crazy, is no longer in their plans. The signing of Johan Garcia was a clear message about the sporting department's decision for next season, and all this was confirmed during the meeting last Friday between Marc-Andre Ter Stegen and Hansi Flick, who was very sincere with him, explaining that he will have a very difficult time with playing time. It's impossible to separate the current state of affairs between the club and the player from his absence or from the 3 training sessions on the pitch. FC Barcelona insists that as of today, he only suffered from a slight physical discomfort and denies any more serious injury. In fact, no medical report is expected to be issued regarding the player's problems. Both Flick and the club medical services trust the player's version and have no reasons to doubt it. Ter Stegen has stated that he doesn't feel fully recovered to rejoin group training, and there is no intention to force his return to the group of goalkeeper, which until further notice also include Johan Garcia, Iñaki Peña, and Chechny. Marc-Andre Ter Stegen will work with the rest of the team when he feels an optimal condition. The message from the first team is one of calm and mutual trust, although it's clear that beneath this apparent serenity lies a much more complex reality. Despite the calm tone of this, the atmosphere is very tense. The player has repeatedly expressed his desire not to leave this summer. His stance has been clear and continued to be clear. He wants to continue at the club and fulfill his 3 years remaining on his contract. Barca, for its part, also has no intention of creating a conflict or force a exit. So all cards are on the table and the game promises to be long. From the club's perspective, any movement that facilitates increasing the salary margin is welcome in the current complex economic adjustment. Ideally, the situation will be resolved as soon as possible, although it is complicated because Ter Stegen, despite needing to play regularly, would not be willing to give up that easy. This Asia tour is key. Next week could be a very decisive week because Barca's intention is for the players to travel with the rest of the team to Asia. That will take them to Japan and South Korea. Despite his discomfort, the coaching staff believes that during their stay in Kobe, Seoul, and Daegu, he could follow a specific work plan apart from the group or even gradually start regaining sensation. His presence on the tour will be interpreted as a gesture of normalcy and commitment. However, the final decision will depend on the player. There are no deadlines on this decision making, and the club believes that if the player wants to leave, he will have to say this openly. And in that case, and only in that case, the management will be willing to grant him a free transfer. A sale is not being considered, but rather a mutual agreement for his departure. They only want to avoid any drama, and this situation is definitely far from over. I do have some financial news that comes from the club offices. As you know, the players have returned to work training this week, but actively, the club offices has never stopped. Intense work has been done to find new sources of income that will improve our delicate economic situation, with a clear objective of returning to this 1-1 rule and being able to sign players normally in the market. Over the past few months, several meetings have been held with potential sponsors to assess the viability of different commercial agreements. Many of these contracts, for various reasons, have been discarded. But however, several proposals are still moving forward and could be finalized pretty soon. The one that is most advanced right now is an agreement with the Republic of Congo, which include the slogan DRC, Heart of Africa, on one of the team shirt sleeve. In fact, on May 19, the Congolese Prime Minister landed in Barcelona and visited the club offices to meet with high-ranking executives, with his team. He also visited Ciudad Esportiva facilities and personally presented the project, which was received with interest by the Blaugrana board. This agreement is expected to bring around 40 million euros to the club. The negotiation is in a very advanced stages, and it's possible that it could be officially announced next week, definitely before the Asia tour. This could be a massive step forward financially, and bringing stability and getting back to the normal transfer market. And that's a wrap for another packed episode, from the shocking rejection of Bayer for the Luis Diaz to Flick's relentless preseason training, to the high stakes on the stand-up with Marc-Andre Ter Stegen and the promising Congo sponsorship deal that could be a game changer for our financial structure. It is all happening fast, very fast. So what do you take on Liverpool's firm stance on Luis Diaz? Do you still believe that he will end up in Camp Nou? And how do you think the Marc-Andre Ter Stegen situation will play out? Are you excited about this new sponsorship deal with El Congo? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and predictions below. And for all breaking news and latest updates on this thrilling transfer season market window, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single beat. Until next time, and Visca Barça.